Okay, day 2, angle relationships of triangles. The first one, sum of the interior angles, interior meaning inside. If I were to add up all three of these angles, it would equal 180 degrees. If I gave you 2 of the angles, you could find the third by making an equation, setting it equal to 180. Exterior angle theorem, meaning if I have a triangle and I extended one of the lines, then I have this angle outside being created. This angle outside is equal to the sum of the opposite 2 on the inside. So the 2 non-adjacent, adjacent meaning next to, so the 2 angles that are not right next to angle 1. So measurement of angle 2 plus measurement of angle 3. Isosceles triangles. Remember last class I was talking about this. When we have 2 sides that are congruent, that's an isosceles triangle. We can say that these 2 base angles, 2 and 3, base angles are congruent. So the 2 congruent sides are called legs. Where the sides intersect is called a vertex. The opposite side of the vertex is called the base. The 2 congruent angles along the base are called base angles. Perfect. To write an equation, we'd say angle 2 equals angle 3. Equilateral / equiangular triangles. There are 3 congruent legs or sides and 3 congruent angles. To write an equation, consider the parts will be congruent and set them equal. Let's start on our first. It says, examples, write an equation for each situation below using the information above, solve for x or the requested angle. So for the first couple, we're just going to solve for x. I'm giving you measurements for each of the angles here. We have a couple options. If I know that this is 55 and this is 40, then I could subtract 180 from those and find this missing angle. Or I could add all of these things up, so 15 plus 7x plus 55 plus 40, and say when I add all of these up, I get 180. And then combine my like terms. So you have 7x, adding 15 plus 55 plus 40, that's 110, equals 180. Whoops. Just double check. Yep, 110. Subtract 110 on both sides, 7x equals 70. Divide by 7, so x equals 10. And I'm done. Number 2, we have an exterior angle. So exterior angle theorem says this angle here, the 8x plus 2, is equal to the sum of the non-adjacent sides. So I'm going to add up these non-adjacent sides, 44 plus 2x plus 6, and that equals the exterior angle, 8x plus 2. Combining my like terms, 44 plus 6, that's 50, plus 2x equals 8x plus 2. Subtract 2x on both sides, 8 minus 2 is 6x. Subtract 2, 50 minus 2 is 48. Divide by 6, so x equals 8. When you're ready, flip the page. All right, number 3. This says measurement of angle 2 is x plus 53. So right now I see that I have an isosceles triangle, which means that these 2 base angles will be congruent. If I know that this angle up here is 96, then these 2 angles would make the whole triangle add up to 180. So I'm going to do 180 minus 96. 180 minus 96 is 84. So I know both of these 2 angles create 84 degrees. I also know that they're congruent because base angles of an isosceles triangle are congruent. So I'm going to divide that by 2 to figure out which each of them are measure out to. 84 divided by 2 is 42. So each of these is 42 degrees. If If I know the angle 2 is 42, then I can create an equation. X plus 53 equals 42. Subtract 53 on both sides, so x equals negative 11. It's not the only way you could have done that, but that is one of the ways. Same thought process on this one. I have an isosceles triangle, so both of these should be 31 degrees. I could figure out what angle 2 should be. So 180 minus 31 plus 31 is 62. 180 minus 62 is 118. So I know the angle 2 is 118. Now I can set x plus 130 equal to 118 and solve for x. Subtract 130, so x equals negative 12. You might be thinking, oh, it's a negative number. Is that okay? Well, if I plug negative 12 back in for x, I would still get a positive angle. So yes, it's okay that our x is negative. Now we're going to step it up a notch and solve for the angle using the same rules here. On number 5, I'm giving you an exterior angle. So an exterior angle is equal to the sum of the non-adjacent two angles. So that means 16x is equal to adding these two things together. So 65 plus 6x plus 5. Combine our like terms, so 16x equals 65 plus 5 is 70 plus 6x. I've got x's on both sides, so let's subtract 6x. So 16 minus 6 is 10x. Divide by 10, so x equals 7. I was asked to find the measurement of angle UEF. So I'm looking for this angle. So I'm going to go 16 times 7. 16 times 7 is 112. So measurement of angle UEF equals 112 degrees. Number 6, same situation. Pause the video and try this on your own. If you did not get that angle F is equal to 56 degrees, try this with us now. 134 is equal to the sum of, so 8x plus 8 plus 14x minus 6. Combine your like terms, so 134 equals 8x plus 14x. They're on the same side of the equal sign, so I just go left to right. 8 plus 14 is 22x. Now, positive 8 minus 6 is positive 2. Move the 2 to the other side through subtraction, so 132 equals 22x. Divide by 22, so x equals 6. Now I asked you to find measurement of angle F, so I'm going to do 8 times 6 plus 8. So measurement of angle F equals 8 times 6 is 48 plus 8 more is 56 degrees. Number 7. Okay, so this time we're finding the missing angle, so the question mark. So we have to do a little bit of critical thinking. So I'm trying to get to this angle down here. I see two separate triangles. I also see a 90-degree box here. So first I could figure out this missing angle right here because all of these three angles should add up to 180. So to find this angle, I'm going to do 180 minus 89 minus 44. 180 minus 89 minus 44. That should be 47 degrees. Now if this here is a right angle, then to find this one, I can do 90 minus 47. And I get 43 degrees. Similarly, I can figure this one out by 180 minus 43 minus 77. And I get 60 degrees. Oops, that's wrong. I should subtract 43. No, that's correct. So measurement of angle question mark equals 60 degrees. Challenge yourself on this next one and see if you can figure out number 8. Okay, if you are working this out with me, jump in now. Okay, so we have these angles here, and we could figure out what this angle is. We do that because 180 minus 64 minus 21. So that would be 95 degrees. Well, these are vertical angles here, so I know that this angle is also 95 degrees. So I'm able to find this angle because 180 minus 95 minus 24. So this angle here would be 61 degrees. When you're ready, flip it over. Okay, our last one, we need to find the measurements of x, y, and z. X, y, and z are all angles, so I'm going to write measurement of angle x, measurement of angle y, measurement of angle z. Write those out. So let's see here. If I start down here, I can find this angle by saying 180 minus, ooh, do I even need to do that? I don't need to. So z right now is an exterior angle. So I have a couple options. I was starting to do 180 minus these two angles to figure this one, and then realize that they are linear. However, I could go ahead and say, well, angle z is the sum of those two angles. So angle z is 30 plus 38. So 68 degrees for angle z. Now let's see here. Angle, well, let's go ahead and do angle y. So if this angle up here is 90 degrees, then I know that this angle here is 180 minus 90 minus 60, which soon we'll learn that this is a 30, 60, 90 triangle, so this angle automatically is 30 degrees. Last one, we have this triangle here, and we have all of these legs saying that they're the same measurement. If my triangle is equilateral, it's also equiangular, which means each of these angles here should be congruent. Well, if this is 180, then I can go ahead and divide that by 3. So that means each of these angles would be 60 degrees. That's always true for an equilateral, equiangular triangle, 60 degrees. Please remember we have a quiz next class. It'll be over days 1 and 2. And then day 3 notes are a little bit of a longer day.